Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on Talk About Town. I know episodes have been a little fewer and further between this summer. Um, we've been busy. We've been vacation, we've been working, and then doing an episode here and there when we can. So apologies.
It's summertime, Neal. I love the summer. I've enjoyed the kids being off school. Got to take a trip or two, but I think we're going to start getting some more frequency, starting with who we've got today.
Yeah, we got a great guest. We actually just recorded an interview with it. It's a little different look this week because we're on Zoom. We had Brian Brohm of the University of Louisville football team.
Number 12.
That's right. And obviously they work 24/7, so it was just easier to do remote, but he gave us a great interview. Very fun to do. I don't know. I like having them back in town, all the Brohms. I like being excited for UofL football too.
Yeah, appreciate everybody tuning in. I hope you enjoy the episode.
Yeah, please like, subscribe, and all that stuff since our main source is YouTube now. So hit us up and let us know. Let's run the episode with Brian.
Recorded live from Louisville, it's Talk About Town, the Louisville podcast. And now, your hosts, Neal and Chad Hennessy.
Hey, Ron White here. I'm nowhere to be found. You're listening to Talk About Town, like I give a
From there.
All right, so here we are with Brian Brohm, Louisville football staff. So
Brian, welcome.
It's great to be here, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Just to kind of dive into it, I was talking to Neal before we started the recording. What is your position officially with U of L?
Offensive coordinator, quarterback coach.
Great. And number 12 is back home.
That's right.
That's right.
Needless to say, I've been a lifelong fan, and family friends. I've known the Brohm family my whole life, and got a little jaded back about 5 years ago, and didn't probably offer the same support that maybe I should have for the previous staff. So when you see did the city an all-time favor, high fives are going around. That's for sure.
Yeah, we're happy to be back. It's it's kind of surreal being back in the hometown and being back here and coaching. But really looking forward to the opportunity and challenge. I know everybody seems really excited, and we're excited to put a good product on the field.
Yeah, you may recall this. My dad actually played for Georgia Tech.
That's right.
I don't think he's really cheered for Georgia Tech since he moved back home. He's always obviously hopes they do well, but our family's going down. Looking forward to that Friday night of Labor Day weekend. We've actually secured tickets and hotel, and we'll be there in Atlanta. It should be a lot of fun. That
will be a lot of fun. It'll be a fun kickoff game, and I don't know who your dad's going to cheer for, but hopefully
he'll have red. He'll have red
hopefully,
on.
It's us, and hopefully he's happy at the end when we beat his alma mater.
And he's all red and black. You know that, yeah. Brian, just real quick, I know that so much. Everybody is so excited about Jeff coming home, but I mean, just having the whole family home. As a fan, after graduating and getting drafted by the Packers, just tell us maybe just a couple of minutes. Just how your journey brought you to here.
Oh man, yeah, I had quite a journey as a player. Obviously, Trinity and Louisville, where I always wanted to play both those places growing up. Felt like I had really good careers at both places, and then went on to the National Football League, and had a few bumps in the road. Didn't go as planned all the time, but learned a lot, had a lot of fun. But I was with the Packers for 2 years under Aaron Rodgers, and then went to the Buffalo Bills for another year and a half, backing up Ryan Fitzpatrick. Wasn't on winning teams in the NFL, then kind of had the NFL lockout, and I kind of got squeezed out, wasn't on a roster. So I played in the United Football League in Las Vegas for 2 years. And then I played in Canada for 3 years. So I played in Hamilton and played in Winnipeg. My last year in Winnipeg, got to play a little bit. Didn't go as well as I wanted. My brother had a spot kind of opening up at Western Kentucky. I said might be the time to jump into coaching. So started there in 2016, and we obviously jumped to Purdue in 2017. And had a great run at Purdue. Really liked it there, and now we're here back at the alma mater. Back home. Going to try to make some special things happen.
That's awesome, Brian. I couldn't remember if you were on the Topper staff or not. So his last year at Western, which was a fun year. I remember that.
Last year, yeah, we had a good team. Mike White was our quarterback. We won the Conference USA championship, and that was a fun year. Good introduction into coaching.
That's great. That's great. Family. I know you're married. A couple of kids, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so I'm married. I met my wife while I was in Buffalo. So we've been together ever since we met each other. Was that back in 2009? She went all those different places I mentioned. Once after Buffalo, she'd been to all of them as well. So I had to move around a lot.
Who do you root for in the NFL these days?
I'm a Bills fan, man.
Okay.
Buffalo Bills fan. They got it rolling. So
they're fun.
I'm a Colts fan, but I like Josh Allen a lot.
Josh Allen's the man. I mean, he is good.
He is
supremely talented, got the size, got the athleticism. Man, he's fun to watch.
He'll run you over.
I'm all Bills. My wife's a diehard Bills fan. And on Sundays, that's who we're watching.
Nice.
That's great.
She's trying to she's watching the ticket, getting that game on every week. That's her most important game of the week. I'll tell you that. But we have 2 kids. I got a 7-year-old and a boy named Weston, 5-year-old daughter named Stella. And we are just they moved in halfway through the year, started out at St. Patrick school, and we're loving it over there. So
the roasted burger tradition.
A lot of change for the family.
Are they into sports?
Easy. Even if it's coming back into the hometown, it's still never easy because it's my hometown. It's not my wife's hometown. And my kids really grew up in Purdue. My daughter was born up there in Weston. We moved there when he was 1 year old, so they knew nothing else but Purdue. So it's a big change family wise, and just getting used to all the different dynamics. But we're looking forward to it.
You got kiddos in sports yet?
Yeah, we've dabbled in a little bit of everything. A little flag football, a little baseball, basketball. We've done soccer. Daughter was doing dance, so we've got them involved, and they're just having fun. I keep telling my son, since we were at Purdue for so long, he likes to build stuff. We kind of feed him that he's going to be an engineer one day.
my youngest, the same. He's 13, always tinkering.
Yeah,
we tell him the same thing.
Yeah, no, that's my boy right now, and I hope that's true, because that's a good way to go, I think, in life.
Brian, I've always wondered. You mean this goes for really your whole family, Jeff, as well? Having so many, obviously, Louisville being home, right? Having so many friends, family, but a job to do. It's not like, hey, I'm home for the weekend, or I'm home for a week visiting mom and dad. I have moved home, but oh, by the way, we got a program to build.
Yeah, this job is it's one of the more time consuming jobs you can probably have. Takes time away from your family and your friends. So coming back has been different as to the way you might think about it or think it is. Because when you're coaching at Purdue or coaching at Western Kentucky or even playing, every time I come back to Louisville, I really I didn't have a job here, and I didn't have much responsibilities. I was coming back to visit family, visit friends, to enjoy the town, and it was always great every time we came back. And now it's like, you know what, you're working, like, so like we work some long hours, and so your buddies are texting, hey, let's go golf, or hey, let's go. I'm like, I got to work, man. Sorry. So it's definitely different being here, and being in the thick of it, being in the thick of coaching and the grind of the hours that we work, and trying to make that adjustment of, hey, coming to Louisville just isn't the time to go hang out with friends and family all the time. You actually have to work while you're here. So it is a little bit of adjustment. It's been a little different.
Yeah, I imagine.
Did you come in for Derby weekends and such before?
Oh yeah, we came in Derby weekends, came in the summertime, just whenever we were off, we would, we'd either go to, if we're not on vacation, we were going to Buffalo or we're going to Louisville to visit family and friends. And it's a little different vibe when now you're working here.
Yep.
Brian, it's funny. I know, talking to you before, and of course, just as you were out in the media, you are a Louisville fan. You lived your dream for, major successful years of being a quarterback here. Once once your playing days ended and you joined the Western Kentucky staff with your brother, I assume there was some fandom, but at the same time, everything became an occupation at that point too. How's that balance? If you know what I mean?
Obviously, I definitely follow Louisville. Always, I grew up a diehard fan. I mean, I watched every game, read it, every news clipping. I wanted to be a Cardinal my whole life, so I grew up a diehard fan. I think once I got into the coaching, the grind of the coaching profession, you don't seem to watch as much sports as recreation when you got some downtime. So I didn't follow as closely as I probably did back when I was playing, or even when I was definitely not when I was a kid, but definitely followed and to keep up what was going on, but wasn't following the day-to-day of everything going on. But definitely was following from a distance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not to speak on behalf of Neal, but really almost the entire community. I mean, we're all just so excited. Don't know what the expectation is. I know it's going to be expectation for success, but I think more than anything, we're hoping this is a foundation for a long time and just a nice run that we've all wanted, even yourself, as friends for really our entire life. And, we'll see what happens, but that's the goal.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, we want to make it fun. We want to obviously win. We know that's always the end goal. That's what everybody's wanting. They want to see success. They want to see this program competing for conference championships and having a chance to maybe get into the playoff and being in that national spotlight. We know that's the goal. That's what everybody wants. And we want to have fun while we're doing it as well. You're not going to make it there every year, but we want to make it competitive and entertaining as we try to get to the top.
Not to talk too specifics with like recruiting, but my goodness, how much the game has changed, let alone the last two seasons, from not even from back in 06, 07 when you stopped playing. I mean, the whole NIL is exciting. I'm sure it's terrifying at the same time. It's just a totally different day and age.
Yeah, it is a lot different. I think, there needs to be some more structure that put to it. It's so young right now that I don't think everyone's kind of going in a bunch of different ways with it. And I hope that there's some sense of structure that can come to it so that everybody can kind of know what to expect and exactly how you're supposed to go about business. Because it's definitely changed the game. I mean,
no doubt.
It's made it a different experience for the recruit side and from the coaching side, along with the transfer portal. You put those two things together, and you got a much different landscape. There's essentially there's free. It's almost like it's free agency. Kind of in the NFL, you got to be scouting scouting free agents. You got to be scouting the college guys. You got to be looking at your own players. It's kind of now the same thing here. Except the NFL, they can lock them into contracts for a certain amount of time, and you know what to expect. Right now, these guys they got the one-time transfer. They can go and get out of there whenever they want. So each year, you got to make sure you're keeping your guys happy. You got to make sure you're looking for guys that are at other places that are maybe a little disgruntled and are trying to go somewhere else, and obviously you got to keep up on the high school kids. So it's it has changed the game. It's made it a 24/7 process. So as a coach, you got to find a way to balance it and not let it just take over everything you do. We got to coach our team up and concentrate on those guys, make sure we're winning football games, most importantly. But then you got to obviously keep an eye on the future with recruiting.
I've heard this radio, whether it be national talk shows, local, et cetera. The high school athlete feels like that maybe today, and maybe some more structure will change this, but it feels like the high school athlete is maybe the one that's getting squeezed the most if they're not on that elite level. If you
correct,
want to say.
That's correct. They are. There's less scholarships going directly to the kid coming out of high school. So some of those guys you maybe were taking chances on in the bottom 10 of your recruiting class, they're dropping down from the Power 5 to the Group of 5, and then those guys are getting bumped down. Sure. Everyone's getting bumped down a little bit, but then because you're seeing it flip too. Guys are playing really well in the lower levels. Yep. They're just
an opportunity.
They're able to transfer up. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely different. And we like to coach them up and develop them. So some of that is being a little bit harder to do because some guys don't want to sit there and develop and learn for 2-3 years before they see the field. They get a little antsy and want to jump ship. So the developing part of it, which is very critical. I mean, at Purdue, we probably one of my best success story, to date as a coach, having a walk-on quarterback come in and he'll get drafted in the 4th round, and
that's huge.
Start as an 8-string quarterback when he got to Purdue, and I think he has a chance to play and be really good in the NFL. He's in Las Vegas right now. We'll see what he does this year, but that was it was a credit to that kid. Like he put in the work, he put in the extra time. Yeah. But that was a guy that you talk about developing and just getting better and grinding and not worrying about place on the depth chart, not worrying about playing time. Just I'm going to show up every day and get better. And that's really what coaching is all about. And that's what you want. Yeah. So I think that aspect of the game, we want you want to try to keep that going, but it's a little less frequent these days.
Yeah, that applies to so much stuff, business, family, just, put in the work, be consistent, show up, and then let the results shake out how they're going to.
No doubt. And that's, I think that's a great life lesson. That's a lot of playing sports, and when sports can teach you those type of life lessons, that's one of them that I think with the new way everything's structured, we're kind of losing it a little bit, but we want to try to continue to have that and instill that in our guys.
So it's funny. I know that this goes without saying that Jeff and yourself have worked with some success stories. Was Jeff on the staff with Brandon? I think it was Brandon Dowdy when he was at Western. Of course, Mike White.
Yeah, Mike White.
Is Mike still with the Jets?
So Mike White is with the I want to say he's with the Dolphins now. He was last season. I think he signed with the Dolphins this offseason.
But I got to imagine you going and talking to these quarterbacks, or let alone any player for that matter. Look at the success Rondell had under you guys. Yep. Look at the success, It's only just going to start. Even yourself, Brian. Just we're proof in the pudding.
Yeah, that is obviously that's our big selling point. That's what all coaches really should be pointing to is show me the results, show me what you've done. And we have some good examples to point to, especially at the quarterback level. We haven't really had like a 5-star top 50 guy yet that has just come in and, hey, now go be the first round pick. But we've had a bunch of guys that maybe were under recruited or were not recruited that have developed and gotten to the NFL. So you talk about Brandon Dowdy, who played for Jeff at Western Kentucky, was drafted in the NFL from Western. Mike White, he was at South Florida, didn't start a little bit, got kind of benched, transferred to Western Kentucky, kind of boosted up his production quite a bit and made him a 4th round pick, and he's still playing.
Mm-hmm.
We got to Purdue. David Blau was our guy, and didn't get an invite to the combine. He's another story that's pretty good. Like, didn't get invited to the combine, so it wasn't quite on the radar. Was a free agent pickup. He's going into year 6 or year
awesome.
going into year 5 in the NFL right now. Just being able to compete and just keep making teams. And then you talk about Aiden O'Connell, who walked on for us and started out 8-9 string, and now he's a fourth round pick. Going to have his opportunity in the league this year. And hopefully Jack Plummer is another story where, he came to us at Purdue. We've played him kind of early because of some injuries. Ended up getting beat out by Aiden O'Connell eventually, as we just kept letting him go back and forth, battle it out. Which doesn't say anything negative about Jack. Aiden's a really player.
He's an NFL quarterback.
So then Jack goes to Cal, and now he's coming back to us, which I think speaks volumes. Like, when I can tell recruits that, like, listen, this guy left us because we benched him, and then he came back. So
he believes
we can't be that bad. We can't be that bad at people if he's coming back to play for us. But we're excited about him. I think he has NFL ability as well, and we want to try to maximize his ability, get the most out of him this year.
Brian, just another quick question. It really goes without saying, have you embraced this staff is going to embrace the tradition and former names, former players, the alums? I mean, it's funny, your top wide receiver at Louisville, Harry, is making quite a name for himself on ESPN. He's quite the celebrity, and love listening to him, and as a proud fan as well. Are you seeing the connection? Are you going to try to but try to welcome everybody back?
Yeah, I mean, we want everybody to come back that's been a part of it, and obviously we know a lot of the guys personally, because we've all played in kind of some different eras where we've been exposed to these guys, and we know them on a teammate level or on a personal level. So I definitely want to welcome all those guys back and get to talk to them again, get to catch up, and want to see them out at football games each and every week.
Have time with Lamar and Jack Harlow and all that kind of stuff.
those are some superstars right there.
You definitely got a market number 8, that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
as a player.
Oh yeah, no,
right.
No one is that gifted, that talented. He's special.
If I'm not mistaken, was that Jeff's first game as Purdue coach? Had to go.
Our first game at Purdue.
Oh gosh,
Louisville, in Indy.
Yep.
And honestly, it was close.
You guys almost got him.
We were not. No one thought we had a chance really, and I think it was like 31-24.
Yeah, I remember.
I think Lamar ended up making a couple plays late in the game. But for us, it was actually a confidence builder. Our guys, they've been losing a bunch, and to come out and play with the Heisman Trophy winner and almost taking down the wire, it kind of boosted our confidence and set us up for a good year.
Nice.
Well, Brian, we're very sympathetic of the time. I know that you allotted a little bit. We're extremely appreciative. Try to maybe after the season, we'll have you guys back on to celebrate all the success that's been had. And
well, before we let you go, I owe you an apology. I told Chad about this. I'm responsible for the loss to Rutgers in 2006.
You're responsible. Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Well, I was watching the game. I was at home by myself watching the game. My girlfriend at the time, who is now my wife, was home. She calls. She's like, "Hey, come over. I'm bored." So I go over there, and it was like right as I left that everything started falling.
Oh yeah, you did it. That's
so
you,
my
man.
bad.
Put it on you. Okay, put it on you. Yeah, that game will forever be haunting me.
I'm sure.
What a season! That was a special season.
But things. That's how things happen sometimes. But
my bad.
Brian, thanks a lot, man. Best of luck. We'll be cheering hard, and look forward to seeing you out there on Saturdays, man.
This was really fun, guys. Appreciate you having me on.
Thanks. Go Cards.
See you.
Well, thanks everybody for watching. If you know somebody who'd make a great guest, Neal, Neal, at talkabouttownky.com.
let us know. We're always open to guests and trying to profile what's going on around Louisville.
Thank you for listening. You can reach us at Neal at talkabouttownky.com. Neal is a realtor with Judah Real Estate Group. Chad is a partner at Insure Max. You can reach him at chadh@insuremax.com. Check us out on the web at talkabouttownky.com. Go Cards!